Now let's shift over to Andy. Andy Wells, as we mentioned, is the Business Development Manager at Sterling Geo. And Sterling Geo is a channel partner in the UK. You know, Andy, Sterling Geo has been capitalizing on the unique features of HxGN geospatial software and building selling points around these. Can you share with us some of your key efforts around this?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, there's quite a wide range of them. And a couple of good examples. The first probably would be a reinstatement program we started about 18 months ago. ERDAS has been sold in the UK for circa 15-20 years, and clients have bought the software, bought maintenance, and then for whatever reason has stopped. Maybe it was a project that's just finished, or maybe the particular individual who had all the skill sets within that business, they've left. So what we did, we started a very focused campaign for those organisations that have the software but are just not on current maintenance and perhaps have not been for 5, 6, 7 years. And the key selling point is the speed at which the software is being developed. And within a matter of 1 or maybe 2 versions, the additional functionality, the features, and perhaps more recently the form and function, the way that the software is actually used, the simplicity and the effectiveness of getting raw data in and a product out, has actually made it a very, very, very successful program. To put it in context, we have grown the user base on maintenance by about 1/3 in about 18 months or so, purely on the grounds of just the reinstatements, never mind the sort of new clients joining us. It's been very successful, and it's something we're actually intending to repeat for the next year and probably the year after that.
That's excellent.
Sorry,
keep going.
The other example, which is slightly different, is the UK Ministry of Defence. They have been a user for a very long time, again about 15-20 years. But more recently they've been heavily investing in their mobile geointelligence. So this is predominantly army based. It's mobile on the grounds that it's either on laptop or in the back of a vehicle in a specially designed container. And they have gone through 3 iterations in the last 18 months to 2 years. And it's entirely focused on speed. So the ability to bring almost any data set in as a native file rather than having to import it, especially all the military file formats, to be able to use it, reproject it on the fly, so there's no sort of pre-processing, to do some very quick intelligence type work, looking for things like change detection or bringing together terrain, together with imagery, together with mapping, and then send it to Word at a single button, allowing them to create a report that then can be consumed by the commander in the field without the need for specialist software, or all in a matter of minutes. It's that big thing about turning data into knowledgeable and usable information as fast as possible. That's
awesome. You know, along those lines, I understand you all have created some unique offerings for the educational marketplace as well. You know, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's been going for about 15 years, again, almost since the inception of the ERDAS sales within the UK market. The UK government set up a not-for-profit organisation called EduServe, and they went to competitive tender into the market for a number of software packages, including some big ones, Microsoft, etc. But they also saw GIS and image processing as a key requirement for the educational market in the UK. So over the last 15 years, we've been successfully running something called the CHEST, Combined Higher Education Software Team Agreement. Each university can sign up for a very limited amount of money, well within their research grants. And for that, they get a huge number of licenses, a full support package, and it's allowed use across the entire university. So we currently have users in remote sensing and GIS, but also geography, geology, environmental science, environmental impact assessment, zoology, botany, agriculture, you name it. Literally, it's almost all departments in one form or another. Current estimates, we have about 63 universities within the agreement, about 240 departments, and on an average year, if you include both the undergrad and postgrad, and of course the research community, it adds up to about 2,500 users per annum. It's been very successful, and we see it being continued for the next 3, 5, 10, 15 years.
That's great, that's great.